Hello and welcome. My name is Andre, or DM3000, and I'm very, very excited to welcome you to our newest campaign, as of today, that is. But our newest campaign, Pamana, Ring of Fire. We are very, very excited for this one. It's a celebration of East and Southeast Asian folklore and culture. It's been a great exploration into my own heritage, and I've dressed up for the occasion. So have the players. And so we hope to kick this one off with a big bang and hope that the universe of Pamana intrigues you. Here we go. Here are your players. Say hello, guys.
Hey.
These are your handsome, dashing players around me. And I before we introduce these intriguing looking men here, I'd like to man boy. I'd like to thank our sponsor. I'd like to thank Roll20. If you guys are looking to play D&D or any other TTRPG, you can very easily do so using Roll20. That's roll20.net, and you can sign up for free today. Roll20. This is how we roll. And let's jump into meeting the fabulous players that we have lined up today. To my right, we have Marco. Marco, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh. So yeah, Cahya. There is sweetness even in death.
Very nice. In character there. Nice. Down below, he's my bottom today, is AJ. AJ, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's AJ. I'll be playing Tao Gunka, the human monk. And I just want everyone together now to inhale and exhale.
I like it. I like it. I feel relaxed. And last but not least, Brian.
I'm Brian. I'll be playing Sun Wu. Make sure none of you slow me down.
Very nice. That was probably Sun Wu saying that, not Brian. I like it either way. So yeah, we have a very exciting session one prepared for you guys. We're gonna jump straight into it. But before we do, I'd like to give you one last disclaimer. This is a homebrew campaign based on loosely based on history. There will be some historical figures mentioned, as well as some mythological creatures and people mentioned. So the tone of the campaign itself will be a bit dark. There will be some dark themes and some suggestive things going on. Yeah, there may be some things that are maybe not shown but described in a very graphic way, and if that's offensive or triggering for anybody, then this may not be the stream for you. But yes, viewer discretion is advised. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add before we jump into it?
I want to go in.
Okay.
Get me in there.
Send me the boss.
Okay. I'll read out. I'll give you guys your background, and then I will play our intro, and then we'll jump into the actual session. Here's your background. Together, you've crossed scorched lands, and treacherous seas corrupted by the unseen darkness. Something eludes you at every turn. Every mysterious discovery only pulls you in deeper, further from sanity and the serene peace that you all yearn for. You each have a fire, a reason you push and fight the seismic forces that evade your ever-searching eyes. Do you wear the flames of your purpose on your sleeves? Or do you keep your past to yourself, secrets burning from the depths of their seclusion? Here's Pamana Ring of Fire. You're breathing heavy. Your search has all led to this specific moment. The trees shake in the dark of the night. She's getting away. Run, you think to yourself. Run! Run to her! You run through the trees, but the jungle is thick. It's hard to get past the trees and the shrubbery, the bodies. You come into a clearing. And there's a chapel. A small church. You see her run through the doors, and they slam behind her. As you burst through the heavy wooden doors of the church, you see several fingers surrounding the woman, pinning her to the cold stone floor. She cries out in pain, struggling. Now we go back. Sometime before this, sometime in the past, your neck, wrists, and ankles are shackled to the floor. You sit in a cell. The bars are thick and the gaps between them narrow. A robed man with a kind, homely presence sneaks into the brig, and you know it's a brig because you can feel the ship rocking. He offers water to you, Sunwoo. He scoops it up into a ladle with a cup on the end. You notice a wooden rosary around his neck, which you recognize as a symbol of Christianity. The cup is too thick to fit through the bars. He pours it. Or do you lean forward to take some water?
I've seen this man.
You've not seen him before, but you're very thirsty.
I'll lean forward to get some water.
Okay. You feel the chains tug as if they've reached their limit. Just as your lips reach the bars, The cup is too thick to fit through the bars, so he pours it, and you get some of it, but the rest drips to the floor. You need strength. You're worth nothing to the Capitan if you are not strong.
Keep the water in my mouth. I won't swallow it yet.
He moves on to the next cell. Chained to the floorboards here as well is Cahya. Please drink something, he says to you.
I'll spit towards him.
Towards the floor or towards him?
Towards the floor, but like towards him.
Okay. I understand, young one, but you need your strength, please.
You shackle us like animals. I will not take anything from you.
He stands up, his posture looks defeated, and he walks towards the next cell, where Tao, you sit chained, but still in a meditative, position. Will you drink some water, please?
I don't break my meditative state. I just concentrate.
Okay. He hesitates before getting up and moving to the last cell. And the last cell is very different. Whereas you have the thick bars, this one is complete 4 walls of solid steel, and you hear banging coming from within it. And it startles you at first. You hear cries, but you can't understand what the words are. It's maybe a different language that none of you have heard before. What I've gathered is that the 3 of you have different reactions to this offering. Sunwoo, do you eventually drink the water?
Still in my mouth.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just holding on to it?
Yeah, I'm just holding it in my mouth.
Okay.
How obvious is it that I've got water in my mouth? Is it a lot of water or?
It's up to you. How much did you take?
Yeah, I kind of want to be inconspicuous about it.
Okay.
Enough to fill my mouth, but not enough to bulge my cheeks.
Okay.
But enough that I can just hold without seemingly that I have a lot of water in my mouth.
Just the water touching your tongue and reaching all the dry places in your mouth is extremely refreshing. It's been a few days since your ship crashed. Since it was attacked. He says, before leaving the room, the man says, not turning to any of you, he's just facing the doorway, he says, the Capitan is a very stern man. But he means well. Please don't hold that against him. He walks out the door. You're alone. Do you speak to one another? Well, actually, aside from that, whatever's in that last cell.
Are you 2 able to get out of your shackles?
Say, be patient, brother.
Well, actually, I don't think have I tried. I'd like to try to just strength check, kind of see if I can pull up, like, and try to break the chains.
Absolutely, go for it.
Sure.
Athletics.
Oh, athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not. Good
No,
enough.
you pull at the chains. The chain links are very thick.
Mm-mm.
I fear what will happen next.
I just annoyingly reassure
Cahya.
Cahya that everything's going great.
I'll just
Say so, Tao.
This is how it's supposed to be.
I'll just kind of lean back onto my back, just like kind of lay out on the ground as much as I can, if that's possible.
Yeah. You kind of shuffle around to try and get into a position where you can lay there, and the best you can do is get into a fetal position. You can't really sprawl out.
Okay. Well, I'll just kind of limply like lay in the fetal position.
What do you think about while you lay there?
Oh, I'm just bored.
Okay. All right.
I'm still meditating, still closing my eyes. I want to be aware of like the surroundings. So can I make a perception
Sure.
check? On like see if we're like talking or like
Oh, cool. Okay.
still underway or if anyone's moving above.
I like it. Go for it. 16. Okay. So you close your eyes, and beyond your visual and senses and your sense of hearing, you feel the rocking of the boat, and you know that you're somewhere close to shore, but you aren't docked. You might be anchored down. The waves are calm. You can assume that it's about midday at this point.
Just let the others know we seem to have stopped. Just be ready.
Are we shackled like with our arms up
No,
behind us?
in front. Wrist,
And we
neck,
do we have
and
anything on ourselves, or did they take everything?
you have your clothes on your back, but no weapons.
Okay. Can I try and wiggle out of my things?
You can definitely try.
Athletics also.
Sure. You fight against the chains, and the metal grinds against the anchor like on the floorboard, and makes a high-pitched noise, and the creature encased in that steel box starts shaking the whole brig. And then again, it starts yelling out in that language that none of you can understand. It's a low, bellowing voice. Several hours pass. What?
I'm not spitting out that water or swallowing it.
For several
Slowly drinking-
hours.
That's why I'm laughing.
For several hours, you hold on to the water in your mouth. You do your best to prevent some of it from dripping down the back or from out the front. It's difficult. It's difficult. Roll for Constitution. Let's see how well you can just resist the urge to swallow it. Very early on in that, a few hours pass.
Just
You
5 minutes later, just say screw it, all of it.
Okay. So you feel slightly more refreshed than the others. The water is a bit different. You feel good. And actually, I'll ask the other two of you. Roll for Constitution. Okay. So you guys can take a one level of exhaustion. You chose not to take the refreshment. It's been several hours, and even before that, you don't know when the last time was that you had water. Again, you were shipwrecked, and somehow you found your way onto this ship, imprisoned. A group of soldiers come in, and they keep you chained. Do you want to... What was that, AJ?
I was just gonna debate on that because as a monk, I do a lot of fasting, and during my training, I would be used to this.
Okay. Then you should probably have a better Constitution modifier, I think.
Get fucked, dude. Holy shit.
The numbers don't lie.
No, maybe it's just an off day. Maybe it's just been a really long time.
Well, you said we've been in a shipwreck. So
Exactly.
maybe that's adding to it.
You don't know how much salt water you've ingested.
Oh my god.
How many hours it's been. Don't worry. It's not
From
gonna
experience, you cannot ingest any of that stuff.
Right.
It is real bad for you.
from experience.
Yeah. Oh, you can ask Marco. He was there.
Oh, jeez. They guide you into a sizable room. It's clearly the captain's quarters. There's a candle at the end of its wick that flickers on a desk covered in a mess of books and parchment. The captain's quarters stink of tobacco and rum. You see a man with long white hair and a bushy white beard. His skin is deeply tanned and his clothes are clearly of nobility, but very disheveled. He stands on the opposite side of the room looking out the porthole window. He has impeccable posture, that's something all of you notice, and a distinguished brow. He mutters almost incoherently. The All-Seer said there were 3 chosen ones, ordained to bring light to the world. 3 heroes of faith and valor, chosen by God Almighty, empowered by the Lord himself to save us from the demons and this hell that Satan has unleashed upon us. 3 angels, saints, perhaps. He closes the shades of his window, and it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust to the dim, flickering light in the room. He sits into his chair without looking at any of you. He says, I sent those 3 into the jungle a month ago. I would like for you to go after them and bring them back. Or report back on what you find.
And why would we do that for you?
You're out of a ship? I have plenty.
And what's gonna stop us from killing you and taking yours?
Would you threaten me? He looks clearly perturbed. You can roll for charisma to try and see if you said that a bit
Can I
less.
intimidate him?
You can try.
I'd rather intimidate him.
You can try. He stands up very slowly. He picks up a knife that was stabbed into the desk. Very calmly, he walks over to you. He grabs at your mouth, and he puts the tip of the knife on your tongue.
I'll stare into his eyes without blinking.
You stink of it. You especially. This darkness same black fucking magic that pervades my islands. And yet your eyes appear normal. He stares very closely into your eyes. He kind of shoves you back as he releases your face.
Yawn really loudly.
He, you notice for a split second there's a pause in his step, but nothing more than that. He kind of dismisses it. He speaks almost to himself. He says, "The Dutch have the Spice Islands. Those goddamn Moros scour my archipelago, spreading their fucking heresy, and the painted ones alone have been troublesome. Now I have this black magic." He looks towards Cahya. He says, "You Moros, you must have brought it with you." Moros, you'll recognize as a derogatory term for Muslims or anybody from the Majapahit Empire, which covers Thailand, Indonesia, like that huge area.
Are you afraid of the black magic?
He smiles. "Afraid? No, it's a minor inconvenience. It's a minor inconvenience. I'll find my way around it." If you would rather stay my prisoners, my men can take you away.
I'll yawn again, but this time as I'm doing it, I'll stick the cuffs out, or my hands, like my cuffs out, like okay, unchain me.
He says, "I'm no fool, child. My men will bring you to the shores, unchain you, and leave you the small boat. You can meet me in the capital. Or not. If you die along the way, then so be it." Cahya, do you care that he called you the derogatory term?
These words aren't really like bothering me. It's the shackles are getting to me though. I'll speak up. I've been enslaved once. I won't be again. We'll do what you want. You'll give us a boat. And then I don't want to see you ever again. Is that the deal?
Sure. But don't you ever talk back to me again like that, or I will see to your beheading myself.
Next time you won't even get the chance to shackle me.
The tension in the room is thick. There's like
Sorry,
also this
actually-
aura of zen around Tao.
Sorry,
Sunwoo.
actually, I am actually gonna laugh when,
Okay.
when how do you say it? Chaya?
Cahya, like
Cahya?
Cahya. Yeah.
Cahya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When he threatens him again, I'm gonna kind of laugh.
Okay. You laugh,
Just-
and
Just gonna like that.
the moment you do, the door creaks open, and you see that same robed man. He says, I don't mean to impose, but I couldn't help but overhear if these men will be going ashore. I'd like to accompany them. Sure, whatever you want.
I don't trust him. We work better, just the three of us.
He's
He'll only slow us down.
just going ashore with you.
Fine.
Do you need an escort, Father? He says, if you can spare it. Very well.
I'm gonna look between them. Do they look at all alike?
No, not at all.
We're gonna look between them and look confused.
Like you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, well, like, no. He called him father, right?
Ah, I see.
So I'm gonna look at them.
Okay. Maybe to add to that confusion, the priest says as he's leaving, "Bless you, my son."
I'm still confused.
Yes. So you're loading up into the boats. You're still shackled, and some of the men are kind of goading you as you get onto the rowboats. They row you to shore, and Father, the priest, is unloading some things, and you see that he's struggling a little bit. The other one's helping him as well. He has an escort. It's just a young Spanish soldier. And he's helping him. He's constantly making like snarky remarks at you guys below his breath, and they're struggling to take down like large barrels and casks from the rowboats, and they're loading it up onto a cart.
Nice. Can you smell anything on top of the barrels and casks?
Yeah, roll for perception. You smell some wine. You smell some herbs that are a bit unfamiliar to you, and there's another large barrel that the smell just isn't distinct enough to you. It's not standing out to you, but it's a large barrel.
And do we know anything about the Capitan? Like, have we heard anything about him?
You have, yes. So the Capitan is also known as El Viejo or El Capitan, and he is feared by some, very respected by others. He's in the island of the Philippines, or the islands of the Philippines, to finish what Magellan couldn't, which is just conquering the whole island. For some other, I guess, stuff that you guys would know, the Majapahit Empire, which is, I mentioned earlier, that's Indonesia, Thailand, that whole kind of string of countries, all the way up to what we now know as like southern Philippines. That's all Majapahit Empire. And it's so there are a lot of like Indonesians in that area, a lot of Thai people, and a lot of trade amongst the people, but they are also trying to conquer and spread their religion across the Philippines. So there's kind of this power struggle, and then you have the locals. Those are kind of the three main groups that you guys have all heard about. There's no secrets there, and there are a lot of different local tribes, very divided. You guys stand there on the shore. Before you left, he offered your things back to you, so you have all of your things. But also, the men offered if you needed any supplies. That's absolutely anything, armor, weapons, anything that they have. You guys are welcome to take.
I'll politely ask for that water now.
He looks to you and he has a very kind face. He says, "Yes, absolutely, my son." And he gets you some water.
I'm gonna slide over as well as he's pouring the water in his mouth. I'm gonna beside him.
I take note and drink half of what was offered and leave the rest for someone.
Okay. So you drink from the cup. He kind of serves it to you. They're still undoing your chains. And then there's still some in it. He says, "Oh, you don't want to finish it." Ah.
I'm still.
He pours the remainder of the water into your mouth. Very refreshing. Cahya?
No, just turn my head over.
Okay. So there's a small house. It looks abandoned, but there's a small house just along the shore, and the winds are calm as they kind of pass through the trees here. The heat you've all kind of gotten used to, but the humidity, the air is wet, and it's very thick, familiar to Cahya and Tao, but Sunwoo, it's still your own jungle, your home was nothing like this. This is much warmer, so you're still kind of adjusting to the heat. He says, oh yeah, this is him. He says, my name is Matthias. Some of the other men call me father, or whatever they like, but my name is Matthias. He offers a shaking old hand towards Tao.
I grab him, both hands. Nice to meet you. Now, Matthias, can you tell us what you know of this island?
This island, what is there you'd like to know? This is almost like a second home to me. I'm going to visit a village that's very close to my heart. And
So what kind of dangers?
well, there's this black magic that's spread across the land, like a wild corruption. But aside from that, just be wary of the. He looks towards Cahya, who is maybe the most openly Southeast Asian of you guys, and he goes, just beware of the people from the south. They don't take kindly to foreigners. When you hit,
I'm gonna hear that and look confused again.
brother. What he says, after, if you're heading, I imagine that you're going to be searching the island for these 3 chosen ones. So you go around, I just recommend, if you cross the bridge in the canyon, the path will converge. Don't go right. there's a settlement of Muslim loyalists that are very loyal to the Sultan and will take offense to your mere presence.
Who exactly are we looking for? Do you have any details?
They're Spanish soldiers, but elite and very skilled. There's one in, he has blonde hair, and one a dark, medium length hair, last time I saw him at least, and the other never takes his helmet off. I've only met the one with the black hair. His name is Ferdinand. I've only heard stories, but there's absolutely a presence to them. Something remarkable that is hard to put into words.
And you assume they'll just come with us?
Oh, it's a good point. I mean, those men should have returned to the Capitan, so a simple reminder that they should return should not be taken in any negative sense, but you're right. Here, he hands you a letter, and he says, "This is a letter I wrote to El Viejo back when I wanted to join him on his voyage. Ferdinand will know my writing and he'll know my name. This should be enough to tell you that you can be trusted."
Okay.
Well, we must get going.
What, is it still like midday or?
Yes. The sun is almost immediately overhead.
Do we rest here?
Is that house that you showed us abandoned?
It looks abandoned, that's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, let's take refuge there.
As you guys walk off towards the abandoned house, Father Matthias looks to you guys and he says, I wish you a blessed journey. Please do stay safe.
Wave at him.
I
We
think
walk away.
As you move towards the house, you notice that there are holes in the walls. There are definitely signs of struggle here. There was a fight of some sort. And as you move, do you move into the house immediately, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'll just walk in.
You walk in. It's broad daylight, and as you do, you see there's a small child sitting in the middle of the room, facing the opposite direction, looking out the window.
Oh. Hello. Do you live here?
His head kind of turns. not fully towards you, and he just says, "Who's there?"
We're just visitors. We came to rest, that's all. Are you alone?
Your accent. You don't talk like them. You're not.
Sure.
You're not a Spaniard?
We're not, no.
He gets up and he starts like moving his hands around, trying to find where you are.
I'll hold out my staff and like extend it towards one of his hands.
He goes,
We're this way.
and then he follows it.
I'm just when he grabs onto it, I'll just like pull it. I'll just like reel him in like a fishing. Just slowly reeling him in.
He moves in towards you, and as he looks up, I guess it's just instinctive, but he looks up and you notice that where his eyes should be, there is only darkness. He says, "I'm so hungry. Do you have some food?"
Do we have food?
You have some rations, yeah. They gave you like bottom of the barrel stuff. You know, it's like cured meats, old breads.
I'll go for some of them. I can hold out some of the meat that I have.
Do you like hold it out?
Yeah, just hold it out to him, like handing it to him, before realizing. Oh yeah, and then He's like looking up, right?
Yeah, so he's like smelling. He's like, "Is that meat? You have meat?"
I just kind of lay it on his face.
He takes it and he's like furiously consuming it.
Where are your parents?
His mouth is full. My parents, the Spaniards took them. Encomienda? He said.
That's what they said to you?
That's what they kept saying. I don't know.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. A long time.
Squat down, start peeling some more meat off, and like just putting it on his face still as he's talking.
He takes it and he's eating. He's like very hungry.
Yeah, I'll just keep doing that as the conversation is going.
Do you have any other family or friends?
My uncle comes to visit sometimes, but I don't think he should.
Why?
'Cause he died a long time ago.
Let's see.
Stop putting meat on the kid's face at that point. Look up at Cahya. Just like shit.
Do we sense anything about this kid?
Roll for perception. Or investigation. Like, are you looking up close at him, or what are you doing?
I just want to feel like if there's like an energy or something.
You definitely feel something, but it's not centered on the kid.
I could feel it in the room though.
Yeah, like there's like it's you were distracted. You saw him as soon as you went in, But now, as you're like trying to take everything in, you definitely feel something in the room, or in the house.
I sit cross-legged and take out a few items out of my backpack. I take out the tinderbox and a stick of incense, and I light one. Kind of just prop it up in front of me. And I just close my eyes and meditate. I'm saying if like incense will trigger.
Yeah, I love it.
I'll just grip my staff in my hands
Rolf.
when I see these two kind of like.
If there's something more, okay. So if there's something more specific, Tao, that you'd like to do, you can. But otherwise, I'm going to ask you to roll for charisma.
Me?
Yeah.
No, nothing I want to do, but just checking if like
It'll trigger. Okay.
spirits and yeah, stuff like that. So
Okay. The light from the windows appears to be blotted out more and more, and as the room grows darker, as you breathe out, there's like cold air that comes out. It's visible. Sun Wu, you feel a chill running up your back.
I say to my colleagues or my friends, I guess I say, I've dealt with something like this before. Be patient, and they'll show themselves.
I turn around.
The door slams, and you see a creature. It's winged, and its lower body is gone, but it starts crawling up the ceiling, the wall onto the ceiling.
How far away is it from me? Because I feel.
It's the ceiling itself is pretty high just because of the way the roof is. But it's up, let's say, 15 feet.
Okay, never mind then.
Now, you have this under control. Should we step in?
I'm kind of like chanting to myself, so it's up to you.
I'll place my hand on Sun's shoulder. Be ready, Sun.
Hop around.
A long tongue kind of slithers out of the creature's mouth, and in an effeminate but screechy, kind of high-pitched, tinny voice, you hear, "Alice, Alice."
I like it.
Is the blind child still near us? Or?
Yep. As if nothing's going on. He can't, like, he's blind, but you can only assume that beyond that, his senses aren't picking up on this.
Sun, make sure the child is okay.
As the light from the incense shine, like it's very, very dim light, but it seems to be the only light in the room. And the smoke from it seems to clear a path as well. The creature is crawling around the roof furiously.
I'll speak to it. What do you want? Why are you here?
It speaks in a foreign tongue, and all you hear is "Alis, umalis kayo dito." It says words you don't comprehend.
I'll crouch down to the child. Do you hear that? The voice.
Voice. Who, my... Nay, they're my friends, he says.
Sorry, what did he say?
He
What was
said,
the first word they said?
Nay.
Oh.
Is that your mother?
Yeah, but I don't think she's supposed to... He starts clutching at what's in his hands, like the meat that he hasn't finished. And his knuckles are turning white. The creature's disappeared from the ceiling. Everybody roll for perception.
Everybody, or
Yeah.
I'd like to just kind of place my hand on his arm and just kind of reassure him. It's okay. We can help. $15.
Tao and Sunwoo, you guys notice she's reappeared in the corner of the room closest to you, and she's crawling very quickly, and she's moving in towards you. Her tongue
my
is
staff
kind of...
extend it towards her.
Okay.
Stay away.
I want to break out of my meditation, stand up,
Okay.
and use my staff to kind of like separate the boy, kind of like break. Like,
Okay. Just to kind of keep him away. Yeah.
him away. And I want to back towards the entrance.
Okay.
I want to say to the others, I have a feeling that we aren't welcome here. And we should leave.
Very well.
The last words you hear are "anak, anak," as she reaches for the child. Sunwoo, you were there, ready to attack. You can either attack or do something else, but you are the first to kind of to come close enough to do anything.
Does it look like what does the reaching look like? Is like she's like pretty aggressive in the way she's moving.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, right.
So she has wings on her back. The lower half of her body is gone. She has long, slender fingers, and she's reaching with one hand towards the child.
I'm assuming I'm still between her and the child, though, right? Since
Yes.
she was moving towards
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. As she reaches out, I guess I'll like move my staff and kind of like flick it upwards on her hand.
Okay.
Just because I immediately panic and think she's reaching out at me.
Oh, okay. So that's a dex roll for you, or just do the attack, like whatever the attack roll is.
Sure.
Ooh. You move, but you're in a panic. You're not able to get the staff there in time, and she's reaching. Tao, you're the next kind of barrier here. The child's behind your own staff.
Yeah. I want to like deflect it.
Okay.
Like, the hand again, just like kind of how somebody was trying to do.
Yep. Go for it. All right. Okay, you're able to deflect her hand, and that gives you enough space to jump out of the doorway with the child in hand if you'd like to. You mentioned you'd wanted to. Is that still your prerogative?
Yeah.
Okay, you grab the kid, you jump out of the doorway. Cahya, you're standing in the room still with Sunwoo and this creature. What do you do?
I want to try to talk to it again.
Okay. Whatever you're going to say, it'll either give you advantage or disadvantage on a charisma roll to try and communicate with this thing. Go ahead.
I know we don't speak the same language, but I hope you understand. Maybe the tone, or... But we don't mean your child harm. I understand that maybe you're trying to protect him still. we can try and find him somewhere safe so that he won't be alone anymore. But I believe it's your time.
There were a couple of trigger statements in there. So even if the tone carried through and she was able to understand it, she's not happy about it, you can roll charisma, but with disadvantage. There were a couple of things in that thing that you said that she just doesn't like.
Okay. Is that like persuasion or just charisma?
It's up to you. Yeah, I guess persuasion, sure. Yep. She's not convinced. As they disappear through the doorway, she becomes clearly upset. She turns towards the first thing that she can. Sunwoo, you're the closest. She tries to jump up onto you, and she flaps her wings once to move into the air. And then as she swings at you with her clawed hands, you're able to deflect it with your own staff. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like give like a mix between like a roar and like a hiss, kind of like what monkeys do when they're displaying like aggression to each other. And then I'll skillfully move the staff in such a way, giving it, spinning it, twirling, giving it momentum to kind of whip across her face.
Nice. That's a hit.
Nice.
Okay. You're able to hit her across the face. She falls to the ground. And Cahya, what are you doing?
I'll use Hellfire.
Okay. So again, you push your hand forward, and you're trying to launch a beam of crackling black energy, and it shoots towards her. It hits her straight in the wing. Roll for damage. Okay.
He's prone, right?
Yes. Actually, so that was with advantage. So you fire at her, and the darkness in the room seems to kind of all get sucked into her own body as she crawls away, disappearing into the darkness of a corner of a room. She's gone. You see, as the darkness fades and the light comes back into the room, you see, I was going to say AJ, you see Tao standing outside with the boy. The boy is sobbing.
I'm gonna run into the corner that she went into.
Yeah.
And, like, as I'm gonna jam my staff down, I'm gonna expand it to like crush that part of that corner of the wall.
Okay.
Still kind of doing my aggression, like hissing, like.
I like it. It's a show of character too. So you slam slam your staff into the corner of that part of the house, and it breaks through completely. There's a hole in the corner of the house, and it's kind of elevated, so you could just see sand beneath the house there.
Pull the staff up, look around to see if I still see her.
You do not.
Then I'm going to return my staff to normal, turn around and look at Cahya and Cahya.
Cahya.
Cahya, sorry, and beam,
like you did it.
Like I did it. Beam, like with a smirk on my face. Like.
What are the boy's eyes like right now?
Darkness.
Darkness?
He's crying. You don't see tears.
Maybe the father can help him. Oh, say the Tao.
You guys can roll intelligence to see if you understand the word that the boy said. Encomienda.
I'm
If you've-
not gonna make that check because I don't think I would even know that.
I don't
I don't think my character would know that.
It's possible.
my intelligence. Oh.
Okay, we could all roll.
What'd you roll?
One. My
Brain
roll.
hurting.
Apparently.
There you go.
Tao, yeah.
-1. Still.
Maybe as you were meditating at one point within the actual ship, you heard beyond which you could normally hear, and you heard the soldiers talking about their sweet, sweet encomienda. And they're just talking about it, and through the conversation, you're able to ascertain that it's when conquistadors conquer a land, they get their encomienda, which is slaves that they get as offering from the locals. It's like their right as conquerors.
Wait, when did he use that word?
When you asked what happened to his parents,
Soldiers came in and said it as they took them.
Maybe that's not the best thing to take into
to the soldiers.
and the father. But the father came to the island, right?
His father's from he likes a village here, so
do
maybe
his own
there's.
thing.
Wait, the father? What are you saying? Sorry.
The father came out with us to not only just like
Oh,
see us
the-
off, but the priest.
Oh, the priest.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Did he also like stay on the island?
Yeah. Yeah. He was like,
He was-
he's gonna go to that village. He said.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
village
we
he
can,
likes or something.
maybe we can cross that path. Bring the boy.
Let's do it. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back after these short waiting screens. Here we go.
I don't have a budget.
And we're back. You're welcome to eat. You can eat on stream. That's not a problem at all. So okay. You stand outside, Tao, with the boy sobbing next to you. Do you offer to console him at all? Cahya, you guys walk out of the house. You and Sunwoo. Do you guys offer any words as yourselves?
No words, just my hand on his shoulder. I'll take it. slight front foot.
Okay.
I just kind of put my staff back away and then pat his shoulder a couple times.
His hair is dark, a bit shaggy, like it's unkempt, and his clothes are like dirty, and there's a smell of the ocean on him. As you look around, you can see it used to be like a maybe a fisherman's hut. There's like lines where they would hang the fish to dry. It's the way they do it looks similar to what you've seen. Actually, both Tao and Cahya. It's familiar to both of you.
I just tell him that we plan to take him to a village where he can be with others. But first, we must take refuge at a safer spot.
His head turns to look at the house. Like, he clearly can't see, but his head turns towards the house. And he says, we're just gonna leave my home?
Sometimes you have to leave home, even if you don't want to.
I kind of tap the boy on his back, kind of like to nudge him forward. Kind of like a yes, let's get going.
He's hesitant at first, but then he kind of grabs at your wrist and walks alongside you.
Are there any other houses or huts?
Not in this area now.
And did we like see what direction the priest was going?
Yeah, you still see them off in the distance. They're going into the forest. It took them a while. They have a large, looks like a bull. It's a, would you guys know? Yeah, it's a carabao, which is what the locals call it. But it's like a big bull. It's slow, but it's strong, and it's pulling the cart.
Bull. That what you said?
It looks like a bull. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
I
carabao.
thought you were saying bull.
It looks like a bull. There's a giant bull pulling the cart. Yeah.
Yeah. A bull.
Could we follow?
Right?
So you guys catch up and you see a soldier kind of sitting on the back of the cart, and you see the priest sitting up front, kind of driving it, and they're kind of trotting along. Do you say anything as you're approaching?
Father,
He
we
looks
need to
back.
speak with you.
Okay. He stops the cart. He gets down. Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
I'll kind of nod my head to the side, because like as if to speak in private away from the soldiers.
There's only one. There's only one soldier at this point.
Okay.
But yes, sure.
You talk.
Okay. What's wrong?
We found a boy. Your beloved Capitan enslaved his parents. And I suppose vengeance, his mother came back, is something dark, evil.
He looks past you towards the house, and then back at you. His shoulders kind of sink a bit. He says, "That's the boy." He points to the boy next to Tao.
Yes.
It's a tradition I'm not fond of, but it's the way of the conquerors.
There's something you can do for the boy. Find him a home in the village.
Oh yes, absolutely. They have this space, and they will keep him safe. But it's a bit of a journey to there from here.
You take him with you.
I suppose. Can I meet the young man?
Yes.
He walks towards Tao and the boy. He kind of kneels down, noticing the boy's eyes. You see tears start to well up in his eyes. He says, he kind of reaches his hands out and he cups the boy's hands in his own hands, or hand in his own hands, and he says, "My boy, my name is Matthias." And the boy kind of immediately like pulls back, and he's looking for Tao's hand again, and he says, "Tao, it's the Spaniards, Tao." Sorry, I'm assuming you introduced yourself at one point.
I know.
Okay.
Just grip his shoulder again, and I just relax the board. So, he is different. My son. He is gonna help you.
He's speaking through gasps of air. He's like hyperventilating. He says, "It's the Spaniards, Tao." It's like clearly traumatic for him. And you see like Father Matthias is he stands up and he looks ashamed is what he looks like, and he stands up and he waits. He just kind of waits. Sun Wu, do you want to say anything?
I'm just kicking up sand, just kind of pacing around, kicking up sand. This isn't my problem, really. It's I said really what I wanted to say earlier, but what's going on now doesn't pique my interest at all. I'm not really too fond of helping out anyone else outside of our group.
You notice a couple of crabs kind of crawling along the sand.
Oh shit. I'll follow them.
Okay.
I'll kneel down to the boy.
Okay.
You could trust this one. I know you've been hurt, but he could help you. He won't take you away. You need a new home. He could find you one.
He says it very, very quietly. He says, "Please don't leave me alone with him."
I reach into my backpack. I take out from my inventory holy symbol.
What does yours look like? Like, is it like a Buddhist one, or is it like a?
I
Sure.
Actually, yeah, just something interesting. Probably has a lot of ridges. So he's blind, right? So you can't really see what's on it. So
You want it to be like beads, maybe? You give him like
Sure.
beads, like not your
Yeah.
precious beads, but like. Okay.
like beads. It's not really a rosary. It's just like
Yeah. You wouldn't have a rosary. Yeah.
a bracelet.
Okay.
So I was thinking, go here, keep this with you, and I will always be with you.
He gently takes it from your hand. He says, "The Spaniards took my parents. I just want to go back home. I don't want to go with that man."
Listen, your home isn't safe anymore. And you can't be alone.
Either of you guys can roll with advantage on charisma. You notice he turns his head towards the house several times. Like he's blind, but he knows where it is.
You could roll
On
on
us or just
Either one of you. It's up to you guys.
you can right, since you said the last word.
18.
He's clutching at Tao's bracelet. He looks towards the house, and you can tell he's going to try to make a run for it. Imagine this extremely traumatizing experience where these people who have a very distinct sound to their voice take your parents from you, and then you live like it's not. He doesn't want to go with these guys.
I'll turn to the priest. How long is the trip to the village?
Well, if all goes well, about 2 days.
Not really on like a time limit with it, with what the Capitan wants from us, right?
You're
Like, he didn't really say.
Not an explicitly stated one, right?
Yeah.
No. He said he wants his answers, or he wants his men back, the chosen ones, and to meet him in Manila.
Just judging by the guy's personality, he'll probably piss his pants if we take a long time. So there'll probably be a couple of jabs from him if we take a while. But he didn't say anything, so it's his own damn fault.
I feel like that works even in character. Maybe just with a different tone, but yeah.
If I would have said that if I was standing there, but I was following those crafts, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to catch them. Are you trying to catch them?
No, I was just following him.
Okay.
But hey, if that kid is still running and
No, he's-
past me, I thought he ran towards the house again.
I was giving them an opportunity to respond to it. He was kind of turning to do that.
Did they stop him? Sorry, or was just like
He hasn't.
moment right
He hasn't left yet.
now?
Tao. What do you think?
I say we escort them.
Where's Sunwood?
You turn to look around, you'll see me like almost halfway back to the house. I was following some crafts.
Oh yeah, I'll yell. Son, we're going.
I'll stretch out before kind of lightly jogging over back.
I asked simply, what is your name?
My name is Alon. kind of lowers his head. Thank you for helping me.
We will be with you along the way.
His lips are quivering, but you don't see tears.
Is there you said they have a cart, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess we could like sit him on the cart maybe.
Okay.
And the pace they're going at, like, you could just like walk alongside it, or
Yeah, it's like a
is there room for all of us on the cart?
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just walk, or I'll walk alongside it.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to use theater of mind here for you, Brian, because I don't want your computer to freak out. But I'm gonna move you guys to a map, Cahya and Tao. As you're going along through the jungle here, there's no evidence of darkness. There's no evidence of black magic. There's no evidence of trouble. It seems very serene and peaceful. The mosquitoes are very, very annoying, and you see like there are plenty of bugs and things around. Is there anything that you're looking for along the way, or anything that you'd want to do along the way that you could while you were walking?
If there's like any like fruit or like something we could forage, I'll try to.
Okay. So it's just survival.
Good. Forward.
Sorry, can I roll a survival check as well?
Yeah.
I'll walk into like the bushes without saying anything, and then like come out with a couple of fruits.
Okay.
If I can even do that. Sorry, I just assumed that it was 17.
Yeah. So with the 4 Cahya, you kind of as you guys are moving along, you try to take your time and keep an eye out for any good-looking fruits. You find a couple of bananas that look familiar to you, but they aren't ripe at all. And so you can take the 2 bananas, but they are not ripe.
I found them, or
Yes, you did.
oh, okay. I will take them.
Okay.
Does
Woo.
he know that they're not ripe, or?
Yeah, I mean, they have bananas in Indonesia. Yeah. Woo, you'd probably be the banana expert. No, but no, you actually come to a tree, and from the tree are spiky red fruits hanging from it, small, like that.
I'd be curious. I don't think I know what those are, but I'll climb up and I'll grab as much as I can.
Okay.
I feel like I'd be curious enough to do that and bring it back.
Okay. Sure. So you grab as many as you can, and like, are you feeling like you have like just a ton, or are you just like grabbing handfuls?
Yeah, I think I'll kind of pull out like my shirt and just like put them in like that, right?
Okay.
That was like so I'll just grab as much as I can, so I can fit in like my shirt pouch thing that I made.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's a
talking about,
lot.
right?
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So you bring as many back as you can. You see that they haven't made much progress, and you're able to catch up pretty quickly. Sunwoo, Tao, Cahya, you guys notice Sunwoo come back, having disappeared for a few minutes
Obscene amount of fruit.
with an obscene amount of some sort of fruit. It's red and spiky. Some of the spikes are green. Some are red.
Oh.
It's just
Okay, I just got it.
You did well, Wu.
I'll hold out a fruit for Cahya. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Cahya, yeah.
Cahya? Cahya?
Yeah.
Cahya. Cahya. I'll hold out a fruit for you, and I'll tell you, don't eat those. Those aren't ripe yet. About the bananas.
Ah. Yes. Thank you.
These are fruits that you've seen before. They're very common in Southeast Asia. They have different names. We're going to refer to them as rambutan. They're like lychees.
I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna give him a couple more since I've just got so much.
Sure.
I'm just gonna kind of pile them into, take pile 5 into his arms, and I'll give him a pat on the chest, there you go, man of darkness. Just referencing what the Capitan was talking about with darkness earlier. And then I'll walk over to Tao and start putting them in Is he walking? We're all walking alongside, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, if he sticks his hand, I'll just start putting as many as I can into his hands.
I'll take it in like a begging man. Not begging, but like an offering man.
Here you go, old man.
So you have 8 rations worth with this.
Holy shit.
How much of that did you give to them, specifically, just so they can add it?
8 rations worth. Damn. I don't know. I probably would have given 2 of that to Cahya.
Cahya. Yep, that's right.
And I don't know. I feel like would Tao have even accepted more than
It's whatever
just
you
one of them?
It's whatever
Yeah, I feel like I would have just started piling into your hand until you pulled away. So I'll just say 2 to both of you.
Okay.
And I'll just bite into it, start eating it. Just start eating one, still holding the rest of my shirt.
Okay.
I'll pass one of the fruits that Sunwoo gave to me to boy.
Okay.
Here, it's rambutan. Sunwoo got it.
He grabs it, immediately starts peeling it open and eating it, spitting out the seed.
Peeling.
Mm.
Imagine peeling.
Okay. So you guys arrive at a very poorly constructed bridge. I think objectively poorly constructed. And the priest, Father Matthias, looks at you guys and he says, this is much worse than I remember it looking. He's looking at the carabao and looking at the bridge.
Think your cargo will make it over, Matthias.
Well, it must. We can't go there without it. Can we make this work? He's kind of scanning you guys.
How heavy are the barrels? Can I just kind of try to lift it to see?
Roll for athletics.
I'm looking at the size of the carabao and the structure of the bridge, and I'm not thinking that this is gonna work.
14. Yeah, so you're able to lift up the largest barrel. The contents shift as you pick it up. This is the one that you couldn't quite place the smell of.
And now holding this and knowing my own weight, do I feel confident?
Roll for survival, maybe? Wisdom? Survival.
Okay. Well,
It you feel like if you're very careful, you might be able to.
I say there must be another way.
Yeah, if we want to go around a large chunk of the island on boat, yes. Measuring.
is this really the distance of
Yes.
the gap?
Yeah.
So
35.
there is another way.
Yes, we'd have to go back to the coast,
Oh, and
get some boats, and go around. Yeah. The boy says, "Are we there yet?"
I'll kind of dump the fruit into the cart,
Okay.
like just to get it off of me. I will. I'll just assume because I saw Cahya do with the barrel. I'll grab one and assume we're carrying it across.
Okay. Roll for athletics.
You kidding me?
Okay. It's heavy. You're not able to lift it up, all the way. It's gonna be a struggle. So you can, I'll correct myself. You can lift it, but you will struggle across the bridge because it's heavy.
I want to use a perception check on the integrity of this bridge.
Okay. $22. There's definitely some steps missing here, and you can pass one at a time by your estimate.
it's not gonna work out.
What do you say to the others?
The boy won't cross on his own. It's doomed. No, I'd say
Would we get advantage in crossing because Tao knows like where the steps are?
Yeah, I'd give you that. Sure, with a 22, he knows the weak
If we were
parts.
to lead us, maybe.
How far across is the bridge, you guys?
40 feet or 35. Was it 35?
35.
Yeah,
I
35.
could jump that. I could jump that.
Matthias, do you have any other supplies with you, like rope or?
fortify. Yeah.
I have a couple. A couple piles of rope here. What do you suggest?
Could make a makeshift post, but they would only support.
Thinking
one
like,
side.
like tie a barrel to the rope and like somehow get it across that way.
Yeah, why not? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um,
But so we would cross ourselves, and then if one person has the other end of the rope, we could.
So you know what we can do? We can create like a safety harness. So we can use my staff as like a post.
You could tie us to the carabao. I'm sure it's much heavier than us too.
Yes. No roll needed. That thing is massive.
Alright, we can do that. Tie rope to it, and then that's at least a safety net if we fall.
Okay.
Are we bringing it across the bridge?
No.
Okay.
I don't think we'll be able to.
So we're leaving the caravan.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one person will cross, and we'll take a barrel by barrel.
And I'll guide you
Yeah.
to make sure you
Okay.
don't step on the sketchy
Right.
parts.
So Tao will go first then? He'll kind of like direct you from the other side, or
How many barrels
Yeah.
are there? Or how many? What are this
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
So there are 2 big barrels, and 2 casks.
Take a cask.
Okay.
Kind of carry it on my head
Okay.
as I navigate myself through the bridge.
The boy cries out to you as soon as he feels your presence away from him. He goes, Tao!
What's his name again?
Alon.
Along.
Alon. Alon, it's okay. He's just crossing the bridge. We have to go one at a time. We're still here with you.
Should we send him next? Oh my god, is he gonna have to cross alone? He's blind.
Say, you follow my voice. Kind of just guide him through.
The bridge? The boy says.
Wait, wait.
Yeah.
Maybe if it could handle you walking across with a cask, it's probably okay if one of us holds the child.
Wait, what was the kid have to say about the bridge?
He says, Are we going to Karai?
Turn to Matthias.
Yeah,
Matthias is like surprised. But he goes, yes, that's where we're going. The boy kind of shirks away when he hears Matthias's voice.
What is this place?
Karai. My uncle used to live in Karai. Sad face.
Not anymore.
No,
Sorry,
wait,
no.
shut
No,
up.
I don't
What the fuck?
I didn't say it.
What
Hold
the
on.
fuck, Marco?
Got him.
Fucking creepy. What the fuck? Your
Sorry.
character says that.
Sorry to break characters.
You're good. You're good. Okay, so
Okay.
Tao, you're still going, right? You hear this kind of interaction, kind of
Yeah.
fade off as you move forward. Can you move your token?
You ask me that, I'm gonna scream.
Okay. All right. So with advantage, you're just gonna roll dexterity or acrobatics to get across. Sun was like, "I got this."
He's somersaulting backwards.
The way it's been going, I really don't think I'm gonna be able to cross this bridge.
Okay. So Tao, you move gently with the wind, as if the wind is guiding you, and you watch your step very carefully and expertly. You cross the bridge, and it creaks here and there, but you make it to the other side without issue. Matthias and the soldier go. They let out a sigh of relief.
The fuck was that?
They let out a
Oh.
sigh of relief.
Don't relax too soon. He makes it look easy. Who's next?
Me next.
I just want to say one thing.
Sure.
I may look composed, but my heart is just like pumping.
Can I make another athletics check on this barrel? Just like move around and get like a better grip on it now that it's like off the cart.
Sure.
Shift my grip around so I can.
Sure.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna leave the barrel. Someone else can deal with that.
There's
You can take a cask.
also.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
smaller.
I'll take this.
Okay.
I'll try with the barrel, and then I'll look around to see if anybody's looking at me, and then I'll shift over and grab the cask if that's easier, and then I'll go to cross the bridge.
Cahya, you noticed. Do you care or do you comment?
No, I'll smirk to myself.
Okay. All right, Sunwoo.
I won't. I'm not like laughing. I just think it's kind of cute.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay, thank the Lord. I'm
That's
able to cross this bridge.
I said with advantage because
Oh. Let's go.
Actually, is that with advantage? Yes, sure. Yeah, because Tao gave you advantage. That's fine. So 20. It's a nat 20.
I'd assume like from the other side, he's at least guiding.
He's
Like,
guiding
saying,
us.
Like,
Yeah.
like saying, no, don't step on that one, or like, I figured that he'd be doing that since he went first.
Yeah. So you have very keen listening skills. You just choose to use them when you want. But you make it from plank to plank, almost dancing as you make it across to the other side. Again, no issue. I'll move your token.
Thank you.
And
I'm sorry I can't be there.
the soldier tries to grab one of the barrels. Yep.
Oh, I left my
Is he
staff
wearing-
on the other side. Looks like I have to go across again to get it.
Is this soldier wearing armor?
Yes.
Like, I'll kind of like stop him before
Okay.
he grabs the barrel. You might want to take off the armor. Don't think the bridge will hold.
He looks at you and he looks you up and down. He says, "Back off, Moros."
It's their funeral.
He takes the barrel, anyways.
Her step just plummets.
I said it.
You see a splat of red. No, okay, let's see how he does. With advantage, right?
Tal's just silent as he crosses.
Okay. So he he's listening to Tao. Tao looks okay to him. He doesn't look like Amoro. So he makes it to the other side, listening intently to your instruction. Matthias says, he whispers to you, Cahya, he goes, "You should probably take the boy. He's probably not going to want to go with me."
I'll nod. And I'll hand him the barrel. How old is he?
He an
Like, is
old
he like...
man.
Yeah, no, he's very frail. Like, he's not going to be able to.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I can make a second trip. If
Yeah, we can do 2 trips. Okay. You go ahead and cross Matthias.
Okay. Should I bring the rambutan?
Sure.
It's
You put it in the cart.
very trivial.
yeah, I did. Just
I mean-
dump it in there.
It's not a serious conversation. You could take. You just put it in your pocket.
just grab them.
Or take the rumble.
How,
Sure.
By the way, just for my knowledge, how big are they?
They're
How big is-
tiny. They're like
Oh, okay. I thought they were like palm of my hand.
No, but you do have a lot, right? So it's still yeah.
Take what you can carry.
Okay.
He starts loading his pockets.
What I said before about giving 5 and then it's like 2 days worth of rations to Cahya, that's not at all true because I thought they were like the size of my hand.
Okay. No, it's not.
Then I would have given him however many 2 days rations is worth. I would just give him a lot of it.
Sure.
So just retconning that. 'Cause
Sure.
I had no idea.
Okay. So, Father Matthias starts loading up his pockets with a rambutan. They're overflowing out of his pockets. He kind of gives a knowing nod to Sun Wu. And
Oh, drop those.
with advantage,
Please.
he does a better job than the soldier and Tao. It's a nat 20 with advantage. So, yeah, he even does like a little skip step and at the end.
All right.
No.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna when he does that, I'm just gonna walk over, reach into the pocket, and take a fruit and start eating it. I guess you need me to come back across, right?
Yeah, but maybe I'll cross with the boy first.
Okay.
All right, alone. It's you and me next.
Okay. And you would have introduced yourself to him at some point, right?
Tao introduced us to him.
Okay. As you grab his hand, you have a flashback, and you see a boy's face. The words ring in your ears again and again. The words are pleading.
I'll acknowledge it for a moment, and then just continue.
Okay. You move to the bridge. Do you carry the boy, or are you like holding his hand?
I think I'll carry him.
Okay. All right. You carry the boy.
Yeah.
Tao, do you want to give Cahya instruction too, or no?
No.
Oh, what do you mean? Why would I stop?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I rolled for you. Yeah, you go ahead and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Please. Okay.
Okay.
16.
You make it across. About halfway along the way, there's a crack, and the wood breaks beneath you. One of the planks falls, what looks like 100 feet down to the slowly running stream underneath.
I'm gonna yell out, "Be careful!"
Hint, hint. Okay, you make it to the other side. There's one more barrel over there. One more barrel? Yeah, one more barrel.
I'll stretch and then be like, I'll get it. And I'll start walking across.
Acrobatics to... Oh, what's that?
I want to use my staff to like block Sunwoo's path and say the bridge is not safe any longer.
We just leave the barrel?
Matthias says we can't leave without that. The people need it.
I'll kind of just not moving the staff above, but just kind of going under it, like it's a barricade. It'll be fine. I'll grab it.
Do you want to roll perception again, Tao? Like,
Sure.
okay. It's lost some integrity, and it is going to be slightly harder to cross.
But will we still get advantage from Tao Guy?
Yeah, yeah. Tao just rolled well.
What if I remember the spots?
Tao, well, yeah. So Tao gives you advantage. I mean, you remembering it would give you double advantage, which doesn't do anything.
Double advantage.
No. So you can roll with advantage now to cross, and then you have an athletics roll and an acrobatics roll.
Okay. So for the sake of RP, I'll just say to Tao, I remember the spots, and then turn around to cross the bridge again.
Cool. 20. Yeah, you make it. You're almost like, again, dancing across, kind of like joking as you go, and you make it to the other side. The barrel sits there on the cart. The carabao looks kind of towards you, like doesn't actually know what's going on, but it looks towards you and it goes.
I'll walk over there and give it some rubs on its head.
And it's tied to the cart still.
I'll go to the barrel and I just kind of look at it for a second. Round 3. I cannot lift this barrel. This is my highest stat, by the way. Or my highest skill.
That's a 10. No, you try to lift the barrel, and it just it's not your day. It's the barrel itself is a bit greasy on the bottom. Maybe something spilled on it. You're not able to get a good grip.
Are there any rags in the cart or anything like used?
No rags. You have your clothes, and you have whatever else you have on you.
I see that Sun was struggling, and
Yeah.
I asked Matthias, what is in the barrel?
He looks at you and he says, "It's salt."
The village
Oh.
is in dire need of this salt.
Yes.
for my sake, I'm not gonna say like assume salt, but from my point of view, does it seem like there's salt in here because you said it was greasy?
Oh, well, no, I said something maybe spilled on it. From your point of
Oh.
view, it could be, because it shifts, the weight shifts.
It's just
As-
heavy and it feels kind of like a sand-like thing in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll just take like my shirt. I'll just try to wipe down the parts that I'm trying to grip. Can I try again?
Okay.
You-
Sure, but at this point,
Just
let's
it'll be
say...
my last attempt.
Yeah, but let's say on the other side of the bridge, everybody else is kind of like waiting, right? This is taking a while. You wipe it down to where you feel is like it's satisfactory. Go ahead and roll athletics. Jeez.
And I
Okay, no. I got a flat, so I'm gonna walk over back up to the bridge. I'm gonna say, I gotta throw it over.
want to tell her to inspect the salt.
I'm gonna
Matthias is
immediately after saying that, I'm gonna take my staff and I'm gonna shrink it down. I'm gonna tilt the barrel and I'm gonna aim it to the other side. And stick my staff underneath it. And then
Sunwoo,
I want to extend it to launch it to the other side.
So that's
I
gonna
don't know
use.
how you expect us to catch that.
Well, figure it out. You got 20 seconds.
The priest kind of steps forward. There's an urgency in his voice. He says, "The people need that. Please, let's not toy around."
What are in the casts?
Someone better start yelling. I'm tilting at this point the cask over
Sunwoo, wait.
the barrel.
Wait.
You better be urgent. Just on the other side of this bridge. You better be yelling.
Wait a minute, Sunwoo.
Huh? Poke my head
Wait.
over the barrel.
Well,
Ah!
what are in the... Wait! Sunwoo. Please.
I'll just be staring at them. I don't know what they're saying, but they're trying to get my attention, so just look at them.
Matthias, what are in the casts?
Wine. They don't need the wine. They do need the salt.
Well, I'm gonna start pouring out the wine.
Why? You've already made it across, though, right?
Yeah, but we
Sure.
can transport the salt in the cask.
Okay, sure. If you
I
want.
start pouring out at least one of the casks. I'll start pouring out the wine.
I don't know if he's like trying to smuggle something or like try to get something.
Could roll for say.
Yeah. You want to try and read his facial expressions?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that? Insight or perception?
Yeah, insight. You can see the urgency in his face. You can see desperation. So you may not understand the reasons, but you feel like he's sincere in saying that they desperately need it.
So, okay, I'm just gonna pour out the wine out of both casks. Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The soldier is like saying profanities. He's not like yelling it to you. He's just like pissed off. Yeah. Sunwoo, you see Cahya pouring out the casks.
What the fuck?
As it's like almost empty, I'll start crossing.
Acrobatics.
Jeez.
You begin to cross the bridge.
Like, as I step, I'll like exhale, like, oh no.
You feel a bit uneasy as you approach the bridge, and as you step, as you step forward, each individual step feels uncertain, and you feel like the wind is maybe picked up or something. The bridge is moving beneath your feet. One piece of wood cracks. You move gently, swiftly to the next one, and that one cracks too. Roll for dexterity saving throw.
Do we get advantage? Because
No advantage.
Does he yell to warn me?
Cahya begins to fall.
Will fly.
Nope.
Oh, how
Would-
deep is the thing?
100 feet.
Yeah, I said 100 feet earlier. You just... Cahya's
You gonna
falling.
Fall through the bridge?
Yes.
I'm gonna... Okay. We're gonna have to get some high rolls here. I'll leap over the barrel. Sprint off the edge, leaping as far as I can off the edge.
Okay.
Well, I mean, actually, getting a bit of a... Going a bit over, getting a bit of an angle downward, and then pushing off as hard as I can.
Okay.
More like...
Tao, can you control Sunwoo's token? Just because I'm having a hard time going back and forth on the actual page. Okay, there. You should be able to control it now, Tao.
You want me to do?
Sorry, because I can't have it. I have the two roll 20 screens up, and it's yeah.
Who's token?
He wants to leap off from the other side. Roll the acrobatics. It's got to be a good roll because he's going fast. You leap off the edge, and you fall. Roll dexterity saving throw. You roll off this ledge here, and you try to grab onto something, but you're slipping too. And both Sunwoo and Tao have crashed into.
Cahya.
Oh, sorry, what did I say? Cahya and Sunwoo. Okay, each of you is going to take 17 damage.
Wow.
The stream is flowing slowly. Roll a Constitution saving throw just to see how that impact affected you. Sun Wu, you're like losing consciousness. You're able to float back to the surface, but you're having a hard time. You're a bit concussed. Cahya,
This stream is giving me PTSD, by the way, as well.
this stream. Oh. Cahya.
It's flowing this way to the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
How close am I to the wall? To like the closest.
You can roll
Sure.
dexterity to try to get to the wall. Both of you can, but Sunwoo, yours would be at disadvantage, just because you're feeling concussed.
Just
Can
dexterity. Right?
Yeah, Tao, you see them floating away.
Oh my god.
Can I use my staff to kind of launch me out of the stream, or
You can try.
okay? Yeah, I kind of want to use my staff to like propel me out of the stream if possible, to help propel me out of the stream.
Okay.
What role would that be? Would that also just be a dex saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you use your staff, and it takes a while for it to extend until it finally hits something, and that pushes you to the side. You're able to go to the side, and you see Cahya floating off in front of you. Struggling.
Can I whip it around? How? I guess the stream would also be like 40 feet across, right? Same
Yes.
as the bridge. Shit. Okay, that's way too much. How far away from me is he? He's
Sorry, Tao. Can you move?
I can't move.
Cahya, can you move to the right, like 3 squares, and then Sunwoo down to the wall on this? Yeah. He's 10 feet away from you.
Okay. You know what? I'll try to whip the staff around and extend it towards him.
Okay.
What roll do you want me to make? A dex one again?
Sure.
Okay,
12. No. You try to reach your staff around, but Cahya just continues to float off on the stream. He's not able to get a good grasp on it. It's not your fault. You placed it correctly, but he's just not able to focus and grab onto it. Tao, Matthias is running to you, trying to hand you some rope. He's tying one end to the other of like 2 sets of rope.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for him though to see if he can, with his old hands. He hands you the rope.
All right. I say tie the other end to that tree, and then I'm gonna lasso and kind of throw it over to Cahya.
Cahya, roll dexterity to try and grab onto it.
That's long.
Oh my god.
Cahya is floated off. He's past the waterfall now.
I kind of reel it in
Okay.
and run towards this waterfall and try again.
Okay. Dexterity. Maybe Tao, you can roll d20 to try to give him advantage, and then Cahya, you can roll based on that, but still the same thing.
Okay.
Dexterity. Yeah. Nope. No advantage.
I pull myself out of the stream and run the direction it's going. I guess it would be a river at this point if it's carrying us.
Well, no. So it's not going that fast. But the problem is that, yeah, it might be. I guess it's a river, but he's yeah. So you can try running along it. Roll acrobatics because it's kind of like it's rocky.
Okay. Works.
Okay, so you're running along it, and you see Cahya struggling. Cahya, you're let's roll for Constitution. You're panicking. You're panicking at this point. Sunwoo, what's your plan here? Or Tao, even.
He's still about like 10 feet away from me, right?
Yeah. No. At this point, well, I guess if you're running along it,
Yeah, I was like running along to catch up to him.
he's about 15
That's
feet away now.
that's way too far for my staff.
Can I try again?
Yep.
with the rope? I reel it back in. And
That's advantage. Yes, that's advantage.
18.
You grab onto it, and let's just abstract a bit here. There's obviously it was a big ordeal, the whole event here at the river, and the bridge is in worse shape than when you guys had arrived. The carabao and the salt are on the other side of the bridge still. The carabao is tied to the cart. It won't move. The salt won't go anywhere unless...
Unless we launch it over.
Sunwoo, yeah, you're still on that side of the bridge, technically. Actually, yeah, you are.
Okay. Wait, am I back onto the...
Yes,
No.
at this point, yeah.
Okay,
You're with Tao.
alright. Okay. I have a different plan. Alright, so what we'll do... We throw this... Okay, so the rope on our side, we'll attach it to like... We'll tie the end to a rock. Tao, you can throw it across basically, Sunwoo will lower the salt, and then we'll pull from our side. So then we can slowly bring it across. If that makes sense.
Makes sense to me. Matthias says.
Okay. We just have to get our rope to Sun's side.
I have a lot of rope as well, right? So
Okay.
What kind of check do you want me to do?
It's just this dexterity if you're throwing it. Yeah.
I kind of take off my robe. I know, lift her up.
Yeah.
holy shit.
Attach this rope to the rock.
Do you say that in character? No, the
Me?
no,
No.
Sunwoo.
No. Watching him do that.
Holy shit.
Or like I'll kind of raise my staff over my head, like go old man.
Okay.
Kinda like, and I launch.
Okay.
He hits the kid in the head with the rock.
Okay.
So that way.
You lose your balance. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Can I roll to assist so that I could like maybe because I'm right.
You
next
can
to
roll a
him.
dexterity saving throw to try and catch him. Yeah.
7.
The fuck? Oh my god!
Wait. Okay.
Oh
not the
my
end of the
god!
world.
You guys
It's not the end of
are
the
gonna
world.
get killed by a river. Okay.
I mean,
So when we threw the
technically,
rope, the one end is still attached to the tree.
yeah.
Okay. And now he just threw the thing into the river because it didn't go across, right?
Right. But he lost his balance.
The rope.
Yeah, and he rolled a dexterity saving throw, and he got another nat 1.
Yeah.
You
But
crash.
the rope is down there.
Oh sure, yeah. You crash into
Ow,
the.
rope.
You crash into the water, and you're gonna take 11 damage. It's not that bad.
Sunwoo is just on the other side, just
It's like half your health though.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to death. Oh, the rope.
Can I grab the rope?
wait. Sorry, did we take 11 damage or we took 17, right?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I grab the rope?
Yeah. Yeah, you grab the rope, you climb back up. At this point, the river has wrecked all of you guys. Each one of you has had some sort of traumatic experience with this
think
My
canyon.
second one with a river.
I think if Matthias
Oh, yeah.
really wants this salt, he should get it himself. This is out of character.
Just
You can't. I mean,
try again with the rock. There's no way you roll 3D.
But yeah, try one more time with the rock.
There's no way you roll another D. There's no way you roll.
I'll literally,
another
I will hold your hips. So,
you see,
so you don't.
you see, hold your hips. You see Matthias trying to convince the soldier to cross over. The soldier's like yelling, and he's clearly in disagreement, but they're speaking in Spanish, and they're just like, no, like he does not want to cross that bridge. But Matthias is like begging him.
Look, it's just salt.
You better
Unless
do
it's
it
not.
quickly because at this point, Sunwoo is getting impatient and is just going to go back to her original plan of launching it over with the staff. So you
Sunwoo.
better
Launch it over. I'm not gonna.
launch it over. We're not trying again. Okay, I gotta
Wait,
see
wait,
like
wait, can you-
everyone is just like arguing over there.
Can you at least like tie a rope to it before you launch it? So maybe
Why?
you can.
It's that gonna do if it fails, if it doesn't make it over, it's gonna go into the canyon, fall to the side with the rope, and get destroyed on the side of the cliff anyways.
Okay.
If it
I
If
just
it
meant like
doesn't-
so
yeah.
you can try and slow the fall of it because I don't know how we're gonna catch it.
Jeez, Tao, you have a +6 modifier on your dexterity. Oh, I guess it's just because it's a nat 1.
We're just all
Yeah.
getting fucked.
Bro,
Yeah.
I have a 5 on athletics and I haven't rolled above a 10 this game.
Jeez.
Okay. I don't think unless you were to specifically shout that out, I would do that. So
fine.
I'm gonna launch it over.
You climb back
Well,
up.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Can I at least tell? I'll tell the soldier to come next to us then. Or we need to catch it. I'll say it to Matthias, and
Okay. Okay. Matthias. Yeah. Because the soldier doesn't
we
like
need
you.
help to catch the barrel.
Okay. He yells. He's like at this point. He's yelling to the soldier. The soldier moves over. He goes to the other side of Tao, very specifically to the other side of Tao.
Brace yourselves.
Okay. I'm gonna make the staff a little bit wider as well, so it's got a bit more leverage on the barrel. Right now, it's looking kind of like a plate. I'm gonna place underneath the barrel and kind of dig it in there, get nice leverage on it. I'm gonna go woo and just extend my staff fast enough to get it going, and then really get it going to launch it across as far as I can extend it. What do you want the roll to be? What do you want the roll as?
Dexterity to catch it on their end, and then dexterity on your end.
Just dexterity, or
Yeah.
Okay. See.
What do you guys get? So just do assist from Tao, or assist from Cahya, and
I
then
will assist you. I'll try to
Fucking
assist
nail
you.
someone with this barrel.
18.
Advantage.
Your assist, Tao.
I have no intention in catching this. Because if it breaks and this, like, we can collect the salt, put it in the cask.
Yeah, you can collect it in the casks, but just
Well,
I like
I'm pretty
assist
sure I
the
dropped the
soldier.
cast into the river as I fell. Because I was holding them as I was trying
Oh,
to
that's
cross. I
true.
don't think we have the cast anymore.
Okay, true.
Well,
But, I mean, yes.
okay, well, I'm just saying, if I have a bad roll, I'm not gonna be sad about it.
Okay.
There's no way you roll a third D1.
What am I rolling? Dex?
I mean,
Yeah.
a third nat one.
I assist him, so.
Whoo, 19. Okay, so Cahya, you grab onto never mind. You kind of put your hand on Tao's back to support him. As you see, it's coming straight for him. Tao, you kind of flex and all your muscles kind of bulge out and your veins pop. And as the barrel comes towards you, you kind of grasp it in your two hands and you kind of let the momentum swing. But
They just like kind of drag across the ground from the momentum of the barrel, just
yeah,
bringing up, like, pushing up dirt underneath the soles of their feet.
yeah.
As they slide across the ground.
So I'm not gonna have you roll to cross Sunwoo, just because
Thank you.
there's no point to a repeat of what we just had happen 3 times, almost 3 times. So you make it to the other side. It does take some time. You have to be very careful, but crossing the bridge has been a very traumatic experience for all of you. And
When I get to the other side, I'm gonna look at Cahya, and I told you to be careful.
Yes.
I told
Dear.
you to not go.
Well, we got the salt over.
What at what cost?
Well, if I had just done this from the beginning, we would have had a cost.
okay,
Someone didn't want me to do it. I'm gonna look over at Cahya again.
the boy calls out quietly, calmly, says, "Tao." He's like looking for you. He just can't find you.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna collect the rope that we used.
And walk over to Matthias again and take another fruit.
When the boy finds your wrist, Tao, he says, "Your hand's all wet." He starts wiping it with his shirt. And then Tao's face. AJ's face. I don't know
He's
if
so done.
I know. I know.
No, the problem is my character, or like I'll just say it, like I'm not trying to be attached to this kid,
Right.
and he's doing all his.
He's doing everything he can to get you attached to him.
So I'm like,
Buddha is testing me.
Okay. So, Matthias and the soldier, kind of, with the group, with the rest of you guys, you guys share a couple laughs about what just happened, or he tries to put it in, he tries to lighten the mood as much as possible. You guys look like your spirits were defeated, so he's just trying to cheer you guys up, and you guys eventually make it to that divergence in the path that he mentioned earlier. And there's as the path kind of splits, you can smell death coming from the other path to the right that he mentioned. And you see in the distance, actually one of you guys can roll for perception, anyone that would look that direction, depending on what you roll. I'll tell you what you see.
Hey, I'll kind of shiver at the smell of it, but I won't look.
Okay.
Okay, then I would be the most likely to smell and like just look curiously.
You see some bodies hanging from the trees. On a 19, you can see that they're still wearing armor, and their pants have been removed, and they're just wearing like the armor on the upper part and the helmets, but they hang from the trees lifeless, and it looks like it's a warning.
I'll see that, like, maybe like send like a paused or whatever, and I'll just be like, come on, let's go.
There's no argument there. There's no lingering. I'll turn away from it and follow along with the group. Yikes. They took their pets.
That's what you take away from it. Okay, so you guys, at this point, it's you've walked a good distance, and it is late at night.
Do they have torches?
They do.
How much farther, Matthias?
We should get there by midday tomorrow. We've made good time. He's like propping himself up on the tree.
Should we stop to rest? It's safe here.
I mean, we can if you need to.
I think we all do.
Okay. The boy is like almost cross-legged on the ground. He's massaging his feet. Who's setting up camp?
Melvin.
simple monk.
Yeah, I mean, I'll set up my own thing. I can roll for that. I won't be setting up for the entire group, but
All I need is a bedroom.
You
I'm
have your own?
stranger to-
Sure.
To sleeping in the wild. Do you still want me to roll if I'm just doing it for myself, or
No, it's okay. If you're just setting it up for yourself, that's fine. You find a cozy spot next to a tree, and the monk does not require much. Cahya, what would you like to do here?
Oh, sorry. Before that, I get to just take a bunch of my fruit back from Matthias, and when I sit up, I'll be eating some of the fruit.
Okay. He very, like, no problem. He hands it back to you.
Is it? It's still warm, right? Like, even at night.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay. So I'll fire some of it. Okay. Then I'll just find a tree or a rock or something to lean up on. It's like
Okay. Alon positions himself next to Tao.
I love you.
I draw the line here.
Tao, I love you.
I love you, Tao. You're
Will
like
you be my
dad.
father?
Daddy?
Dad.
Papa?
I'm in a meditative state, so you can do that, but I'm not answering.
Okay.
Papa?
So you guys all position around one like area though, right? As a point, like nobody goes off on their own.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Cahya, you notice Matthias starts. He opens the cask of salt, and he takes a couple handfuls, and he starts drawing a circle around you guys with the salt.
It for protection.
Oh, yes, you're familiar with the.
I've seen it before. Does it really work?
Well, I've not encountered trouble yet, and so I won't dismiss the possibility that it could be right. He continues drawing the circle. Very not Christian of him, by the way. Like, in case that's something that would occur to you. Okay. And the soldier positions himself on the opposite end of the circle of Cahya, very intentionally keeping as much distance as possible. You go down to rest. And everybody roll for Constitution.
Fucker. Saving? Or...
Yeah, saving, but should be the same.
Not for me, baby.
15.
15, 10. Tao, you wake up in a sweat, and you have some chills, and actually, you guys should have been exhausted, hey? We never resolved that, but it's okay.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you were not. But it's okay. So, Tao, you wake up in a cold sweat, and you have a bit of a shiver, and the boy is fast asleep next to you. What do you do? You're so it's like you have like a fever, and you're sweating out, and you're parched.
I drink some water from the water skin that I have, and I'll have a round of tongue.
Okay. You take a couple gulps out of your water skin, and it's like a very strong liquor.
What? Not water?
It's not water. It's like a very strong liquor. How do you react?
Well, I was surprised that it wasn't water. But
Did you gulp it down, or did you spit it out? Okay.
Hopefully this will help me sleep at night.
Uh,
And
I'll wake up. That's un-Buddhist of you. No.
why are you
God,
putting my
telling.
water skin? Anyway, I try to go back to sleep after that.
okay. Roll for Constitution. Saving.
How can
Alright,
you
it's fine.
sleep with all that guilt?
The alcohol does what you assume it will do, and it kind of helps you fall back asleep. But it's not a restful sleep. Like when you wake up in the morning, and the rest of you wake up alongside him, you are drenched in sweat. You twist and turn all night. Not that you know of it, but when you awake, you definitely have a fever.
That's 4 points of exhaustion.
That's one level of exhaustion.
For everyone.
No, just
Where am
Sam.
I at? One or
Just-
two?
We'll just do one. It's okay, because it wouldn't be fair because Marco didn't do it.
How many hit points do I have? Are we?
No, it's like, let's say you did a short rest, so you can roll your hit dice if you wanted to do that.
My hit dice?
Yes.
What?
That's how many you have.
Yeah,
Oh. So how does that work? I just
You
roll
just
it?
roll a
whatever
as
the
many
number is.
D10s as you have or as you want.
But
Oh, and then I could roll it again.
yeah, up to 3 times, and then that gets those 3 get recovered on a long rest.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll just use those two.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Matthias,
No. Yeah.
Do you-
Sorry.
do you know anything about medicine or remedies? Tao is sick.
Oh. He looks at Tao without touching him. He goes, "Oh my. Yeah, he looks a bit pale. Let me grab something." He opens up the other barrel of herbs, and he starts kind of sifting through them. He says, "I'm not an expert, but this may help." He offers you a bowl. He pours some of his water from his water skin and he hands it to you to kind of water it down. And as
Okay.
yeah,
Right. Take it.
it tastes like alcohol.
I'll stand there just shaking my head.
You don't even know. I don't know why you're shaking. your
Yeah, I
head.
know.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. What's your reaction? As you guys wake up, does anybody else take a drink from their water skin?
I mean, I'd assume if it was like super hot,
Yeah, it is super hot.
yeah, I feel like I'd wake up with it. I do that just generally, so
Sure.
yeah, I feel like Sunwoo would go to drink from her water skin or something.
Okay. The herbs give you like a cooling sensation down your throat, even like almost like a mint towel, and then you feel like the symptoms like kind of die down, but you still definitely have a fever. And Cahya, would you drink from your water skin?
I'd take a sip, probably like a.
Yeah, it tastes like alcohol. So when that happens, Cahya, Sunwoo, how do you guys react?
Pour it out. I don't know. Pour it out to take a look at it. Does it look like any different than water, or
It's clear.
then I'll take another sip to see if it's still alcohol.
It's still alcohol. It's quite strong too.
I'll spit it out. I'm not drinking it.
Okay.
Not the second time, at least.
Sure.
The first time I feel like it would have gone down a little bit before I would realize, but this time I'll taste it. If it tastes like alcohol, I'll spit it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll look at it and just go. And I'll just close the lid again and keep it on me.
Okay.
I'd like to check on my bananas.
Okay, maybe tomorrow they'll be ripe. You think to yourself,
I'm gonna
is
go and
Hmm.
poke Cahya in their bibs, just like get his
Ah.
attention. Just poke him with the water.
Yeah, it's not water.
I'm gonna pour it out. Then I'm gonna pour mine out.
Tao, I'm thirsty, Tao.
Matthias, sorry.
Tell him to learn how to fast.
This is how you fast. Don't eat or drink anything. Stupid kid.
Roll for I just want to see how convincing you are. Roll for persuasion with advantage. This kid's like head over
You're gonna
heels for you.
follow-
So
If you're gonna
Just
follow
done.
me around, you're gonna learn my ways.
You're gonna be a monk.
if you say so, Tao.
He's always dying.
His voice is coarse. It's
I'll have a
dry.
bit more- I'll have a bit more fruit before we go.
The fruit hydrates you.
I
Is
feel
there-
like at this point I would have eaten all the fruit.
Sure.
Is there-
There's
been eating
still
a lot
more
of it.
rambutan. Oh wait, I have rambutan. What am I doing?
Okay. Yeah, Matthias spits out the water as he drinks.
Oh, he also didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, and the soldier takes like much larger gulps as he realizes it's not water and it's something alcoholic. And
Oh my god, is it because we poured out the wine?
What?
I don't know. Shut up, Brian.
who has the highest passive perception? What's your passive perception?
11.
13.
Well,
Tao, you hear some tiny voices off in the distance.
is the boy better at hearing?
Oh, good point. I guess he would be.
I'm gonna give a fruit to Matthias
Okay.
because I see that he doesn't. Because he gave me water before, so I'll give him a fruit now.
Thank you, young lady, he says.
He's gonna hold it in his mouth.
Okay. So, you guys have. Oh, do you do anything about the voices, Tao?
Are they in the direction where we're going to go?
They're kind of deeper into the jungle. No, not directly in the direction that you guys need to go.
I just say to the others, we're not alone. There are other voices here.
The boy says in a low voice, he says, Duende.
Bro, I'm gonna give my last rambutan to this kid. I have one more rambutan and just alone here.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he eats it wholeheartedly, and thank you, Cahya.
Welcome.
Okay. He says duende though. That's his response to you. That's what he said.
Matthias?
No, the little boy.
No, sorry, Al speaking to him.
Oh, okay. Yes?
What does duende mean?
Oh, they're like small little fairies that like to play games on people. They're said to live in the forest.
Are they dangerous?
Only if you upset them. I mean, I don't believe them to be. It's just folklore, you know.
Right. Maybe let's get moving then.
Okay. Your travels take some time, and just because you're carrying massive barrels, but you eventually make it to a village. And the first thing that you hear on the outskirts of the village are like tick 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 tick, whoosh, tick 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 tick, whoosh, tick 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 tick, whoosh, coming from a couple of the huts on the outer part. You've heard this noise before, Cahya.
Do I recognize what it might be?
Yeah, it's it's a style of weaving. But this feels a bit different. Like as you're passing it, you feel an energy coming from there. So that you're clear, Cahya, this is kind of what they produce. It's like this kind of weave.
Okay.
So it's very familiar to you. It's like something Indonesians do too. But that energy is different. That's new to you.
Okay.
You guys continue forward, and you see people bringing in a water buffalo. Oh, sorry, a carabao, a different one, in towards the center of town. People are dancing. It's close to sunset at this point, and yeah, people are dancing and singing. There's a bit of a like a celebration happening in the middle.
Do they appear to be Filipino?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a
I'm
good
just
question.
kind of-
Yeah.
Are we? Where is Matthias? Like, is he leading us?
Yeah, he's looking around, and the people are like definitely looking at you guys as you move in. You, for the most part, your group looks pretty foreign, and but they do recognize Matthias, and the children start running to him, and he starts handing them like treats and things and toys. It's just small things, right? And they kind of laugh and kind of pull at his robes, and then they run away. And then a Raja approaches you guys, your group. He says, "Welcome, Matthias. Welcome. It's been a long time, my friend." He's wearing a red doublet. It's kind of like it's like a vest almost, but with sleeves. And there's no collar, and there's no, like, he's not wearing anything inside. You see tattoos all over him. All the men here have, like, they're covered in tattoos, and some of the women too. One of the women, like, it's not as many, like much less of the women have it, but one of the women catches your eye. Cahya, and you guys' eyes meet for a moment, and then he says, the Raja says, "Are these friends of yours?" He says, yes. We've brought the supplies that we agreed on." He says, he leans in, he says, "The salt." He says, "Yes." And then he turns around to the crowd of people and he says, "Matthias has brought us salt!" And the people start cheering. Very big deal.
Oh, I didn't get to say it earlier, but I'm not very happy about being here. And as soon as the people start like cheering and stuff like that, I'm gonna kind of shrink down, face contorted.
Why?
Bring back bad memories.
Oh, okay.
Too familiar.
As you guys are kind of assembling into the town, people are looking at you guys, and Matthias says, these fine people here are looking for some of El Viejo's friends, some of his soldiers. Oh, he approaches you. You're looking for the El Capitan's friends, are you?
Not by choice. But yes.
He has a red bandana across his... Not bandana, it looks like that. It's like wrapped around his head, and as he speaks, you notice that it kind of glimmers in the light, and so do his tattoos. He says, well, we haven't seen them for quite a while, but perhaps the Albulario can tell you what she sees in the water. Maybe that will help.
More importantly, we brought a child. He needs a home.
Where's the boy? I guess you didn't say boy, but where's the child?
Here.
He moves to the child and he bends down. The boy kind of hides behind Tao. And he says, do you need a home, child? The child doesn't speak. He kind of hides behind Tao.
Push him forward.
You push him forward. He says, he tightens his grip on your wrist.
I saw him flip him on his back.
He says, Tao, I don't want to leave. I don't want to stay here.
But
Are there kids running by?
Yes. Yeah, they're like all playing. There's like a celebration.
Sorry, who am I talking to? Like,
The Raja. He's like the chief.
I kind of look at the kids, look to him, look to along, and like try to signal him to bring like the kids over to play with.
Ah. Children, come here. I have a new friend for you. Roll for persuasion with advantage. This is a very good play here. Pulling in the kids. Okay. He says, he kind of, actually, he kind of starts stepping off towards the kids and like the other kids, and they're going to start playing. They take kindly to him immediately. Like his blindness is not an issue at all, and he looks back at you before he goes off completely with them, and he says, like he's just kind of looking down towards your direction, but he says, "Thank you, Tao."
Like, kind of signal
Tao?
Oh man, a few words, man. Oh. Oh. I see. Go on now.
Okay. Will you see me before you leave? Tao? head's like, Tao!
Just say yes, and we can get out of here.
Yes.
Now just say yes, I want to go.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the night sky goes completely jet black, and the stars kind of pop out, and as it does, they kind of begin chanting louder in the middle of the village here. The Raja kind of joins the crowds, and he encourages you guys to come along. They've brought the water buffalo into the center, and they're all kind of dancing around it. And
And I'm not gonna go.
okay,
Hang around the outskirts
okay,
of the village.
sure. You hang around the outskirts. Do the two of you go with?
I'll just like, I won't really join in, but I'll kind of watch from afar.
Okay. Tao, do you join in?
I'll watch from afar too.
You watch from afar. Very, very cool. You guys are all very cool.
I'm not watching. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Like,
Okay.
just completely disregard. Dude is probably asking, like, in the middle of asking, I just turn around and walk away.
You just drift off on your own, and Matthias, you see Matthias kind of like questioning the Raja again. You see it from a distance. You guys are all off in the distance, so you don't hear what's going on. You just see
We're
him.
all in 3 different distances.
Yeah. But you see it happening anyways. You see him kind of like, and the Raja's kind of like, and and Matthias is like he's starting to get stern with him. And then the Raja goes off into one of the huts, and he comes back out with a girl's wrist in his hand, and he you see Matthias pointing to the salt, and then you see the Raja like mad. He's like yelling. You still can't hear him because you're so far.
Can I-
All of
can
you
I
are so
approach?
far. Okay.
As I see it happen, can I actually approach?
Okay. And you hear, "We had a deal," Matthias said. And you hear the Raja say, "Yes, but she's our albulario. You can't choose our albulario."
Yes. Is this another encomienda? Is that what this trade is?
No, I didn't conquer them. I didn't conquer them, Cahya. We made a deal. They needed salt. They desperately needed salt. So I brought them their salt.
And you take their people.
No, he promised me a wife. Any girl I chose, he said.
So you take this woman from her people.
You see him lick his lips. Yes. That's the arrangement. Cahya, it's to be my wife. It's not with ill intent.
Does she want to be your wife? I'll look towards her.
She's resisting the Raja's pull.
I'm gonna go off to get some fruit.
Tao, you see that Cahya is having a bit of a confrontation with Matthias and the Raja, and this girl who's clearly struggling to break free of the Raja's grip.
I want to observe.
Okay.
However, I'm not confronting.
You keep your distance.
Yes, I'm sure I've made it clear that I do not like you. I'm just working with you. I don't agree with your ways. I don't agree with your Capitan.
I don't understand the problem, Cahya. I can
Being guilty
I can
of the child, but you're taking away their people again.
I'm looking for a wife, Cahya. You stink of blood. You stink of the blood of your victims, Cahya. How can you speak moralities to me?
Exactly. Even I wouldn't do this.
He grabs the girl's hand and says, I don't need to hear this from you. He grabs the girl.
Can I turn to the Raja?
Yes. He's still there.
Who
You know
you
what?
mentioned she
Actually,
was good.
I'm gonna take back what I said earlier. I'm gonna walk over because I was watching the confrontation. I wasn't gonna get involved, but when he grabbed the girl's arm, did she make like a visible like I don't like resistance to it?
Yeah.
She like say anything like or like
It's just her
like-
body language. Like she's leaning away. She's trying to get out of the Raja's grip, and then Matthias's.
I'm gonna grab my staff in one hand and I walk over. I'm gonna push Cahya aside and I'm gonna whip my staff down on Matthias's arm as hard as I can.
Okay, go ahead. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It's not necessary. You kind of come from like a different area, like from behind Matthias. He doesn't see you coming, and as you approach, you smack his hand or his arm with as hard as you can, or just to get him off.
Oh, I'm smacking his arm as hard as I can with my staff.
You smack as hard as you can, and his forearm cracks and it's bent in the middle. He yells out. He cries out in pain. The woman,
Before
the girl,
anything,
yeah.
before he can do anything else, I'm placing the staff. I'm not even gonna turn to him. Just gonna place the staff, put the staff to his chest, not facing him. You say, so you're taking people now. You're all the same, no matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if it's a life, humans, animals. You take.
And on
I
that,
just hold my staff on his chest.
and as your final word leaves, the girl, the Albulario, grabs the Raja's sword, and the Carabao is like right here. She grabs it and she swings down. And it doesn't even have time to react. It's split at the base of its neck. And it falls down. As that happens, she puts her hands into its flesh. She starts chanting. And then she looks back at Matthias, and her eyes have a red ring around them. From your angle, Tao, even you can see the rings around her eyes.
You've seen this before?
Who are you talking to?
I'm asking you.
Have you guys seen it before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll put my mask on.
Before I narrate that, Sunwoo.
I'll shift to face her. I'll take my staff off of Matthias's chest, and I'll hold it in front of me, two-handed. One end pointing to her, gripping it tightly.
Okay. And Tao.
I see the ring around her eyes. I kind of look back, bring myself to focus, arms together, and just wait until the next, what happens after.
I love it. As you put your mask on, Cahya, you're shrouded by a black smoke. The mask merges with your skin, and your skin goes a pale blue. Your hands grow long. Your fingers grow long and slender, and your nails are sharp. And you feel something take over you. What does it say?
Not another move.
A chase ensues. You guys eventually follow her. She's summoned some sort of beast, and she's used one to make herself stronger. You guys stand in a burning church. Empowered by accepting some sort of energy from one of the beasts, she stands before you. Her eyes almost beam out red. You guys stand before her, and at this point, yeah, each of you guys are fairly tired. What do you say?
You will not make it out of this church.
Those eyes, they're like his. Tell me where he is.
Hey girl, you are suffering. It's ending.
This is episode 1 of Pamana. Catch us next time, where we see how this battle unfolds between our heroes and this person. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks to Roll20. Guys, anything you want to add? Nothing. We'll see you in the next one.